Welcome to the Black Table. My name is Mazino Appeal. Of course, you know this is where you find the best entertainment for every single Friday night. You are welcome. But of course, I'm not here all by myself. I must do the introductions every single day. And today we have a new deist on the ground. And of course, let's first of all introduce Mr. Ogbeyi Aburime in the studio. Once again, the man with a close-up smile. He's back in here. Good to have you here. You always make me jealous, man. Every single time.
Good to be here.
I mean, fantastic set of teeth. Can we get a close-up on those teeth? I don't know, man, but good to have you here again after a while.
Always.
Nice shirt, by the way. He's brand new to the dais. Well, hey, we decided to bring somebody in for a fresh start. Let's introduce the man of the hour right now. But of course, Mr. Reginald Jumbo. Any relations with 737, Boeing, or anything?
Well, I mean, my dad, when we were sharing the property, he didn't want to give me that part, but I don't want to stay anything.
You got stuck with a bungalow in Ikorodu. It's okay, man. Good to have you here.
Thank you,
It's
man.
a crazy show. We always start by asking if you're married. No?
Nah.
Children that you know of?
Nah.
Okay, fantastic.
He
We'll
thought
go with
about
that.
it first.
Yeah.
But of course, let's introduce the last person, the last member, the last host. His name might be Gang, but it doesn't mean he bangs. Mr. Gang, that's all I have. Nothing else.
Zeno, when you said you had a problem, I thought you wanted to confess about your erectile dysfunction, but I know you have many problems. But let's just go on with the show.
Listen, it's okay. We start like this, then at the end of the show, I'm like 10-0.
You're on top.
I'm on top. It's okay. Not on top like that. Not on top like that, right, you know? Careful
Well,
now.
I didn't say anything.
Careful now. In any case, you're
Very
welcome.
useless man.
It's the Black Table. Anything goes right here. We talk like we talk when we're, out on a Friday night. And of course, we've had a head start, so we've been drinking all evening up until now. So you're welcome. Grab yourself your specific brew, and if you want to join in, do feel free to use the hashtag #BeBlackTable on TVC. Let's take a very short and quick break. When we get back, we get into the quick fire topics that we have for today. And of course, our main topic, which I must remind you or tell you what it is, power. That's what we're talking about tonight. Power. How absolutely does it corrupt? When, where, how, with whom, and especially with gender. We'll be back. Stay tuned. Let's take a break. And you're welcome back. It's time. Let's get it on. Are you ready, Mr. Ogbeyi?
Yeah, we're here.
Mr. Reginald.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So no holds barred. Let's set it out like it is. We've already been drinking,
It's
so
like my
it's not like
fifth
we can hold anything back. Let's just talk like it is. We got our first quick fire for today, and our first quick fire is this entry on Instagram. Praise for Owe says, many people hardly marry the person they truly love simply because there is a criteria set by others that disqualify the person. Boom! Is all I'm going to say. I've always been of the opinion that people get married to people that other people want them to get married to. Reason being, there's family, there's friends, there's religion, there's society. You are perhaps young-looking actor, great voice, great beard, and people have this expectation of you to meet so-and-so and so person. You also kind of like buy into that expectation and find that specific kind of person, noting that there's somebody out there who's perhaps maybe selling a car on the side of the road that you're absolutely in love with, that you do not get into a marriage with because you expect, or rather because you want to get married to what people expect you to get married to. Wait, am I wrong?
You're not. Absolutely right. You're not wrong at
Peer
all.
pressure. That's what it is, peer pressure.
I mean, but then again, you won't blame the guys. But I mean, guys of now. I know back then we know how our parents. You hear of a rich dad getting married to whomever, regardless of the background, and then you hear I mean, we've seen movies where the mom tries to pick a wife for the man, and then the son reminds her of, my dad married you when you were...
Exactly.
And then she will tell you, oh, that was
That
then.
was a different generation.
Now,
This is a new generation. I got to pick him for you.
I mean,
Gang has a very interesting opinion about fixed marriages and how it works better than...
because I feel, and I was saying this behind the scenes earlier on in the day, I feel that there's certain times whereby you need to love who you're with. You get me? Or rather, I'll say who you end up with, you need to give them all the love they deserve. Because at some point, you just be like, I say arranged marriages work because they decide to give love. There's a way you need to treat people. You need to treat fellow human beings.
Love is a choice.
Love is a choice. Do you understand? Love is a feeling. Love is an emotion. Love is something that grows and also
are we talking
dies.
about the streets of Lagos? Is it the love? What?
No, there's no love in Lagos anymore.
I just want to be sensitive.
Why do you have in Lagos anymore?
Are we talking about the streets of Lagos?
There's no love in Lagos anymore. But here's the sad thing. In all honesty, sometimes I feel if you decide to cross that line and get into marriage, and you end up there, it's like a vow that you now decide this is where I am. This is where I'm going to be for the rest of my life. So you need to make it work, regardless of how you feel. You need to make it work. There's a way you should be able to treat a stranger that you treat a normal human being. So with arranged marriages, you might never have met this person, but because the person is of opposite genders, and you know that this is the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with, that will father or mother my kids, you'll be able to treat them a certain type of way and show them love. Get to meet certain criteria at the end of the day, but it's alarming that people just bask in their feelings and feel as if I don't love you, so it's over.
Gang, let's move on now to our correspondent from the streets of Lagos.
Well,
What's it like in the streets of Lagos?
Stuff, oh brother. Stuff. See,
Reggie is very single.
He's very, very single, apparently.
I moved to Lagos last year, and
From where?
I used to stay in River State.
Not any different.
Nah, Lagos is different, bro.
Really?
I thought it wasn't different till I came to Lagos. I mean, the girls in Rivers, they can commit a bit, not like 100% per se, but they can commit a bit. And if you give them all the desire, they will commit, they are loyal to you. But Lagos, bruh.
Gang, don't move to Rivers.
I was in Rivers. As a matter of fact, I was in Rivers some years ago.
Rivers, yes.
And what I can say, I didn't live this lifestyle, but I can tell you something about Rivers. The women in Rivers are more understanding in terms of understanding that you're a man, you're with somebody, and you might feel like you're committed to somebody, but you understand that you can have another, how do I put it, extracurricular activities.
I don't like that smile on your face. I don't like that smile on Gang's face. It's a bit too wide.
So Rivers women understand when you say I'm not single. They understand.
Okay.
But in Lagos, it's like, it's not very accepted. They want to be the only ones in your life.
Are you sure we are in the same Lagos?
What's your Lagos like?
Everybody just wants, it's the street. We're all
In the streets of
wanna
Rivers.
do what
My
exactly?
experience was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
But in Rivers, they're willing to share more than Lagos people are willing to share.
What's your
Lagos
experience
people are
since the
willing
past
to
1
share.
year? No, no holds barred. We're all inebriated. It's okay.
Lagos women. Sorry guys,
It's
but
okay.
like you guys
It's okay.
are.
No
all-
apologies on
Lagos
this show.
is the streets. Lagos is
The
tough.
trenches.
Is gangster. If you want to be with a lady, do not stay in Lagos. Do not look for a lady in Lagos. Move to another
Really?
city. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm just unlucky or I'm unfortunate.
I would actually agree that you're very,
Perfecto.
No.
I'm wrong?
You're very, very wrong. You're actually unfortunate.
So move.
Because
Move out of Lagos.
I have experienced really good people, really good girls who look 100% they're with you.
Honestly, gang, I don't know if you're with me, but I wasn't expecting the word. I wasn't expecting the P word to be people.
Maybe it's my category. I'm looking for like a good girl with a shower vibe. Maybe that's where the problem is coming from, I think.
Even if we get them here now, come on, there is nothing in Lagos
It's not existing.
Bro, you're very unfortunate.
Please,
let's just
Take it from a veteran.
How long have you been in Lagos?
I was born here.
Boy!
That's why.
It's okay. So that's why.
You don't want to sell out the state.
That's why. He's defending the state. Are you in a relationship?
Wait, I'm not a Lagos boy.
Are you in a relationship?
No, not at the moment.
Why not?
I rest
Why
my
not?
case
Yeah,
there.
and how do you cope not being in a relationship? How do you get serviced?
Do you know why he's not? He's not in a relationship because of what
Because
you
we're in
said.
the streets
Yeah,
together.
oh, no.
All
I
of
mean,
us.
Gang,
man.
wait. How do you
We're all
cope
bros,
in
we're
Lagos?
all in
How
the
do you
streets
get
together.
your excesses attended to?
I mean, we're in Lagos.
No, I don't understand.
Bro,
No.
exactly what
No,
I said,
but
bro.
my brother-
Definitive.
I get you.
Let's
I mean, they're friends with benefits. If there is
Alrighty.
nothing that I need that I can't get,
Booyah.
it's as simple as that.
So you agree with me
But-
that Lagos is the streets?
My brother, it's the street, but I'm saying when you're ready for a real committed relationship, The girls.
Where?
Yeah, you have to leave
In
the streets.
Lagos, leave the street.
Ebano
They-
supermarkets.
Bro,
Where do you meet
oh,
them?
man.
Where? No. Serious question. Where? What part of Lagos do you stay?
Well, I stay at Beggar. Not far from
Okay.
here.
Do you find yourself frolicking in Lekki?
Nope.
Mostly.
I only
Oh,
go
you
there.
said
Oh,
Beggar.
I stay at
Those are
Lekki.
Ogun State girls
I stay
now.
at
Okay, so this is different.
Those
But,
are Ogun State
I stay
girls.
at Lekki,
So
yeah.
listen, you know what we're gonna do after the show? You need to take this
So
guy out.
you stay at my place for a while, I stay at your place for a while. We just swap
You
for
need
like
to
a
take
week.
him out so that he sees the real Lagosian girl, so that he can be not unlucky. Let me put it that way. That's what I think. But in any case, hey. I believe that last one. I think that is actually true. I think there's so much pressure that's put on people, especially men, from religion, from parents, from family, from all of that. And then we often just want to, okay, I'll find somebody you guys like. I'll marry this person and then
Yeah, I agree.
that
with
kind
you.
of thing. All right, so over the week, there were a couple of girls. I think there was a duo of them. They were on Instagram confessing what they were confessing. I think it was on this show called Confessions. The quote here is that you want me to thank you for spending 5K or 10K on me. Give it to a beggar. I don't know if you guys saw that entry on Instagram.
Of course.
Yeah,
like,
I
we
get it,
also.
What
I
did you
mean,
think about it? First off, I don't know who these girls were. I thought, gang, you had you referred to them as what?
Those are what I call the expensive hoes.
In training.
Do you understand? Yeah,
training.
they're the young hoes in training.
That's what he said.
You understand?
Yeah, that's
since
what he
since they've cheapened themselves.
I mean,
To-
but why would you send a girl like, thank you, though, bro?
He lives in
Listen,
Lekki.
no, here's the thing.
Let's get that straight first. He lives in Lekki.
No, okay.
No, but see, why would you send a girl thank you, though?
Let's hear him
First
out.
and
Or
foremost.
5K.
Oh,
Listen,
the
don't look
question
at-
is, why are you sending her money in the first place?
Yeah, but see, why you send
Thank
that?
you.
Okay, so let's say,
Why are you sending her money?
Let's say, for instance, let's give a scenario. She wants to have dinner, and you want to buy her dinner. How much do you think is appropriate to send to her?
Maybe 30K.
How much?
30K.
Perfecto. I rest my case there.
Wait.
Food
no,
is
no,
the
no.
most minimum
Yeah,
thing you can
30,000
possibly
He's
get.
single. He will send one of these young hoes 30K to have dinner.
Yeah.
F you. You want to have dinner? We're cooking in my house or your house. I'm not giving you 30K to have eat outside.
Chill.
Just use your sense. See, there's a level of sense you should have. If you're a young woman in Lagos now and somebody is sending you 30,000 naira just to have dinner, do you understand? Evaluate your priorities.
Thank
what are
you.
you looking for in life?
Thank
What do
you.
you want to achieve?
Is it a business?
You get where I'm coming from?
Do you set out
Listen,
every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night to say, I'm going to go and make 30K from each gentleman that asks
Listen,
me out? 90K
this is what I'm
every
saying.
weekend.
He said something very important. Why am I sending you money in the
Yes.
first place?
Why?
So now this is the next thing. Is it that you do not have? And if you don't have and I send you money, for any amount that you are sent, you show gratitude.
Thank
You should be
you.
grateful.
I mean, it's
if
more.
you judge men based on how much they send, that means any man that can afford you can have you.
Thank you.
It's simple as that.
Gang,
Any man that
But
has
that
money.
is that's
Yeah,
the
oh,
you know
streets
what
of
follow
Lagos we
5K,
are talking
10K
about.
boys?
Now.
Yeah,
That's the
easy
streets
now,
of
easy,
Lagos
easy.
we are talking
Yeah,
But the
about.
topic
Yeah.
is not even just about Lagos girls.
Okay.
It's not
It's
just,
just, it's just girls.
It's just girls
Like, we're
in
talking
general.
about girls
Facts.
in
The
general.
thing
It's
is
not-
this,
yeah.
Do you know what the problem is? For me, the problem in general is this. You shame men that might not have the finances. Then the men that have the finances, you tell them to be monogamous. You tell them to have one woman.
After telling them what it
You
takes.
get me? If I send you 5K, 10K, you're not ungrateful. By the time I reach the status where I'm sending women millions, then I can have as many women as I want,
Right.
and you can't complain.
Gang, let's first of all let's define this. What is TFC? And I'm not talking about the fast food joint. What is TFC? Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
So if you had a date, and I'm pretending that this is okay to send TFC, thanks for coming would be perhaps maybe how much does it take you from here to get to your place? How much would you send a person inside of Lagos? Your Uber cannot be more than 10,000 naira. I'm not going to be paying you for anything extra. I didn't pay you for your time to come out and spend with me. It's a mutual thing. We're
Yeah.
enjoying each other's company. I shouldn't have to pay you for that.
I'm not a fan of TFC.
So if I'm going to pay for your transportation, the least I can pay for, okay, you came out, let me TFC, take 10K, and you're not grateful for that. I'm not saying that's how much, I'm not saying I even ever do. But I'm saying that you should be,
Listen,
You
listen,
should be
laughing in my ear.
grateful.
See, here's the funny thing. If you're the kind of person that believes in TFC, you should believe in TFD.
What is
What's
that?
TFD?
Gang, 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 gang.
Yeah, why don't you give me something for laying down the pipe?
I did not see that coming.
Chest to that, bro. Chest to
I
that,
did
bro.
not
If
see
this is
that
mutual,
coming.
this is it's consent, it's mutual. All of a sudden,
Oh
I
my
need to.
goodness.
Let me not lie to you. I personally, I feel if you're the kind of girl that receives thanks for coming, you've already established yourself in that reign of
Runs
girls,
True.
of
Yeah, that kind of
prostitutes,
thing.
of whores,
I,
whatever you
I
want
don't
to
think.
kind of.
I think there are certain people that women expect thanks for coming from. But if a girl is going out on a date with probably like me, they won't be expecting thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. But like if they are going out with you,
No, see, I don't go out with women anymore because I'm married.
Whiplash.
yeah,
I don't go out with women
that,
anymore.
No, I mean,
So
I mean, like in terms of like maybe a married man.
Yes.
That's like
Exactly.
You know,
Okay,
they
that's
expect
like
that.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
She would
okay.
definitely expect
So
you
if you
for coming.
expect, here's the funny thing, if you expect that from me, I would rather patronize some of those girls standing in Victoria Island on the road.
Adeyemo Malaki just
So
to be
you
specific.
already know that this
But
girl is in it for the
are
money.
they as exotic as the ones you pick, as
No,
the
but here's
ones
the
you
funny
go out
thing.
on a date
At the
with?
end of the
You won't
day-
take those girls out on a date, bro.
But what, at the
You
end of
guys
the
are a
day,
bit too invested in this topic.
I mean, they're very
A
experienced.
bit too
but-
invested in
No, but you know where I'm
especially
coming
him. He has dissected all the parameters
No,
and
like
everything.
no, the thing
This
the
one
thing
is for this one is
No,
for
the
that.
thing is, we share different
Reggie.
views. It's okay for
Yeah.
men to share
Your
different
1 year
views.
in Lagos, you've explored.
you know,
He has.
Obey has been on the show before. This is your first time, Reggie, right? So maybe we'll give you thanks for coming at the end of the show. Let's know how much your own thanks for coming on TVC.
I go send you my answer.
Your own thanks for
I
coming
can't
on
send you my answer.
TVC.
Don't worry.
We'll give you 5K, thank you.
Let's move on. Now, I'm trying to hold back my bladder here, but I'm just going to go on with this one. Now, we've got this entry from Two-Face Idibia, actually. I think it was on that show, Young, Rich, and Famous or something like that. It's a new
There's some
reality
show that
with his wife on it. He was introduced, he was invited on it, and he said a couple of things on the show that many men would have, would raise eyebrows with. He says a man can love a woman, but his ding-a-ling will decide to do something else because men are wired that way. He said all of this, and many men have said that in this kind of an environment table where you say, we'll laugh about it and drink a couple of beers. However, he said this in the presence of his wife.
Disrespectful.
Ooh, that's
Thank
cold.
you.
That's
Personally,
cold.
I thought that it was a bit disrespectful to
It
to
is.
go all the way and say that kind of a thing in front of your wife
Yeah, it is.
in company of other people. How much disrespect could that be? Plenty of argument. Everybody's arguing about this, and Two-Face is Two-Face. Annie knew him before he got married. She knows the kind of person that he got married to. So it was like nothing. Hey, say it. She even asked him on that table. He said, "Are you speaking for you, or are you speaking for men in general?" I don't know about men in general. I think there are men who are satisfied, like Gang here and myself, for instance. These two aren't married, so I'm not speaking for them. But Gang, what did you think about that?
Now, there was something you said that let me just cash in on that real quick, because even we as outsiders, we know Two-Face and his stories. We know the situation, you know, with him and his wife and the kids that are out of wedlock and whatnot. So those are some of the things that you accept when you now decide that this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. And like you said, they're on a reality show that expects these kind of conversations. And what he said to him was a truth. It wasn't a lie. He was speaking the truth in front of his wife. And you can see the emphasis where she was saying, it's not about you. Are you speaking for men in general? Now, to speak for men, there's a certain way that, in all honesty, yes, you might love your partner 100%, 110%. That does not mean that you're all of a sudden inhuman to recognize certain things.
But Gang, you have to respect the fact that he was confident enough to say that in front of his partner. As much as I do not espouse to what he said, I am very, very appreciative of the fact that he was able to say that in front of his partner. I don't know if any of you agrees, but if you have a partner that can say 100% what she feels, or you can say 100% what you feel in front of, I think that's golden.
Yes,
quite frankly.
he was able to speak his truth in front of
do you
his
agree with me?
wife.
I don't know. What do you think?
This is how I feel. If if I had a partner and
If
I had a partner and maybe she caught me cheating once or twice,
which will never happen.
Or thrice or 4 times.
I will never make a joke about someone cheating in front of her because it's going to trigger something.
You care.
Look, I care.
Yeah.
I will never bring up conversation around cheating.
But you know the funny thing, women don't understand that. They're like, and talk, let me hear, talk.
That's what
But
they
they
were
don't
saying.
understand that you're actually respecting them when you don't want to do
It
that.
will trigger something. Before you know it, she's quiet. And then you're asking, are you okay?
I say something wrong.
Yes. But then what you said triggered something. It's a flashback. You did something before and you just mentioned something relating to what you did. I would never do that.
Reggie, when was the last time you said something completely stupid in front of your partner like that?
I can't do those kind of things.
You can't.
It's not in my nature.
I mean,
Not your way.
Yeah, see, as much as I agree with you
it's
guys,
respect.
listen, I agree with you guys, but I want you to understand the nature of this reality show.
Was this, is the show scripted?
The show is not
It doesn't
scripted.
really
No.
matter.
It's scripted to an
Respect is
extent.
respect. It
Listen,
doesn't
It's
matter.
real.
Listen.
Okay, let's first of all divide what reality TV is from what real instance TV is. I keep telling people there's a real instance where the producer says, so we want this kind of an instance. You guys make it happen. Go. And there's reality where the camera is just
Let me
rolling
give
like
you
a
an
Big
example.
Brother.
They put you on a table, they give you all sorts of alcohol and things to consume, and they just put in a random topic like we do here.
This is reality.
And then we have that response that just comes out. And then you just say things from the heart, which is your truth. Do you understand? You don't want to constantly lie and say certain things. So now, at the same time, if it was, for example, let me give you an example. Annie has had, Two-Face is not the only man Annie knows in her life. Two-Face is not the only man Annie knows in her life. So if Annie was the one that was now saying
I don't know, were you number two?
if you flip the script, so, dude, we did the industry now. I'm
No,
not
but
saying
Annie was
it's
a
not
kid
in
when
life.
she got to know him. Annie
What?
was that girl in African Queen. Annie
Forget,
was,
what I'm saying is now, Two-Face is not the only man that has been in Annie's life.
perhaps.
So if you were to flip the script and Annie was saying something in regards to women and accepting men, how would he feel about it?
True. I feel you. I got what you're saying. How would you feel about that if your wife did that? to
And it
you?
was the truth.
Yes.
It could hurt,
Okay.
but you deal with it. It could hurt. Yeah, what you said, no lie, no cap. What you said was true. Whether it was against me or whatever it is, no cap, but we deal with it and we move on. We know how we have ended up together in a relationship. You and I have had this discussion of who I've been with, who I'm a father to, and blah, 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 blah. The history is there. We don't want to make it public, but we now choose this public platform to get on and share our reality.
So, therein, I'm going to say how selfish the entire show is, how selfish both members are. Two-Face and Annie did know that whoever the producers are, they're aiming for numbers. They expect us to say certain things because they give us all this wads of cash and everything. So we are going to talk. So whatever we get on those shows, let's just take it.
Let's just take it.
They're
Now
just
you're
good for the
there,
numbers.
you're being sad. People are there carrying Annie's
I
emotions.
mean, we're talking about it now.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what this show is for. If
It's
you
just for the
saw
numbers,
the first season,
Yeah.
Annie's issue, let's say Annie literally carried the whole show on her back.
And that actually even had effect on her real life.
Yeah.
Because it went on to actually make some friction between her and her husband, her relatives,
Yes.
in-laws, and everything.
Yeah.
You know what you signed
What's
up
the
for? There's not
expense
gonna be
what's the expense of reality shows? Is it worth it? Do I want to go into a reality show where I'm bearing
mean,
everything and
if-
then I'll
if-
come
if-
back?
no, but here's the thing,
work
it
for
works-
it?
I
works
think,
for
I think
some
they're
people.
heavily paid. So.
Heavily
You're
paid. How
hustling,
much,
man.
please? I want to be paid so I
It
can ruin
works
my
for some
marriage.
people. They make the paycheck. At the end of the day, you're the one in your house, whether you're happy or you're crying.
Single or you know.
At the end of the day, that's you. I said the same thing about Will and Jada. You guys decide to expose certain
Oh, no,
things to
no,
the
that's
world.
Yes.
But how you guys live in your house, it's on you. You
That's
can't bring these things to the public space and feel as if all of a sudden nobody has a right to. People will carry your matter like it's theirs.
So with those two, that's a totally different story because those two have things that they are not telling us. Things about sexuality, preference, and all of that. They have not.
What do you mean by sexuality and preference?
Oh, let's not go there. I'm a
Okay.
Will Smith fan,
Okay.
but honestly, I believe that there's something. Listen, we're going to go into our next quick fire, but I'm afraid that we might not be able to because we have a couple of bladder issues here that we need to take care of. I'm not pointing at anybody exactly. But let's take a quick break. Let's drain our bladders and fill up our glasses. When we get back, we're going to our next quick fire, and we still have that head topic. So stay tuned, still the Black Table. Please make your entries. Use the hashtag #TheBlackTable on TVC. We'd like to see what you say. Last 15 minutes of the show will be you. We're taking your messages and we're reading them out. Let's drain the lizards, and we'll be right back. Welcome. Lizards all drained, glasses all filled. Let's go. We've got a quick fire number 3. Or is it number 4 now? I think it's number 4. Now, this is a very interesting topic that we actually found during the weekend. We saved it up until this night. I don't know if you guys have heard the story, but it's a very, very touching one on the side of the wife. My neighbor is fighting her husband, and the whole compound can hear them scream. Apparently, husband resigned at work since February last year, collected gratuity of 24 million naira, but Baba didn't say anything to his wife, but dressed up every single morning to work. Now 1.7 million naira remain for the money. Wahala don't start. First off, let me say this before I let you guys in on it. There are certain expectations that wives especially put on husbands that lead them to want to always hold up that preference, that view of me as man of the house, that will lead them to things like this. I don't know if anybody else agrees with me, but if you've ever been in an instance where you had to lay claim to the fact that I am the man of the house because my wife expects me to be so, or my partner expects me to be so, that pressure is the biggest kind of pressure you could ever have. So I understand how it feels for this gentleman to dress up every morning, put the effort in, drive out of home, go wherever. I don't know where he went, whether he was spending the money there, but I can understand why he felt that way. I don't know if I am inhuman to think so on the part of the wife, but then again, there is something missing in this relationship. Gang, you're the only married person here aside from myself. What do you think?
For real, I really think that his relationship with his wife is what's actually in question in terms of the level of trust. Do you understand? The level of trust and what he believes in, and the level of peace that he also receives in the house.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just something about being at home, being unemployed, being without work, and just staying indoors, showing that I have nothing to do with myself. So you now urge yourself to actually go out there and hustle. Now, like you said, I don't know how he spent that money. That's a lot of money to spend in such a short time. But I understand the point where he's like, there's this peace I get. Like, I do this sometimes at my own house. I just take the car and I drive out.
Yeah.
And sometimes my ex asks me, where are you going to? And I really don't have a destination.
No.
I just want to drive. I just want to go out. While I'm out, I might decide to stop by somewhere, get something, or just basically go out. Sometimes it's not even driving. Sometimes I take a walk. I just want to walk out, clear my head, that kind of situation. But the fact that there's money involved here now, and you're like, okay, you didn't tell your wife you lost your job, that means clearly you and your wife have communication issues.
Thank you.
Clearly you have communication issues. You couldn't tell her you lost your job, let alone how much you received. That means you already know your wife is all about the money. So you're not like, how do I do this? Now, the problem is that at the end of the day, only God knows what he spent that money on, because it's crazy.
Let's not go into that, because there are very many different subjects we could
here's the
answer.
funny, as women as well, your mind jumps to other places. Like,
But he's probably paying the bills at home as well, too, so he's not still bringing the money back home.
Okay, so let's say you get 500,000 naira per month. Let's just say 500,000 per month. February last year, that's 12 months plus 6. So that's 18 months. In 18 months, 500,000 naira times 18. I don't think that's more than.
That's 9 million.
9 million. He spent 24 million. He spent 22 million naira in 9 months.
Oh,
what was he spending the money on?
so you're not wondering where the money has
So
gone.
you have to wonder exactly.
Do you know the
Where
funny
did it
thing?
go?
Do you know the funny thing is that even as a man, I'm wondering where that money went to. You didn't buy a house. You didn't start a project. You didn't.
Yeah.
Where did that money go?
There's only one place, but we're
strip
not going to
clubs
say
are not
that
even
place.
that expensive.
No, guys, we're awful, man. We're not going to.
He needs to move out of Lekki.
He's a lucky boy.
Nah, he needs to move out of Lekki because
You're spending way too much.
Well, what would you
Clubs
spend
is
the
bigger,
money on?
better.
Don't do that with me, though. No, I'm not spending that money. But for my view, I actually think both of them should just divorce and go their separate way and share
that's
the
at the
money
end,
money.
but in the meantime, let's define
they should
exactly
divorce
what
now,
happened.
because
Gang said something, yeah. Gang said something about the relationship communication between man and woman there inside a relationship. And I think that is often the main thing. The fact that there is no communication in a relationship. I don't believe in love in a relationship.
But
do you think?
So, let me finish it. Let me tell you. I don't believe in love in a relationship. I don't believe in trust in a relationship. I believe, and I beat my chest and I say this, communication first, before trust, before love. Communication, trust, then love. Any other order, you got it all wrong.
Quick question, do you think he hid it from his wife because he's trying to hide the money, or he was scared of how she was going to react?
Scared of
I think
her.
he was scared of
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because the money is a lot of money.
He married
I
that
would
woman
think
because
so.
of the money.
Yeah,
The
but the
married
money
owner,
is
the
you
one
had like
married him because of the
20-something
money.
million.
But there was a comment.
Bro.
There was a comment that I want to point to real quick, and the comment was this: at the end of the day, it's his money.
Do they have kids?
I get where you're coming from.
Do they have kids?
You know, this is your spouse, so you guys are one.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, do you always declare your assets 100%?
I mean, if you guys were to divorce,
That is where the communication comes in.
I mean, the guy spend the money sharp.
Truth be told, he knows the kind of woman he married, why he couldn't tell her,
Gang,
I was fired,
I
and why I have
agree.
that money.
I agree with Gang. And something else I'm going to say is if your partner is your guy,
Yeah.
the communication.
If your partner is a guy, what?
If your
Your
guy,
guy, your guy, man.
if your partner is your guy, like
Your
you
guy,
are-
okay.
the communication you
crazy.
spoke about, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm sure he would let her know that. Oh, okay. So this is what just happened.
So that's the communication. See why I said first?
Yeah, that's why I say I agree with you. It's the
Absolutely.
I think he
communication.
was just trying to hide the money because he doesn't
No.
want her
My
to
brother,
know
it's
that
not
he has
about
such a
hiding the
lump-sum
money.
amount
There are
of
so
money.
many
It's
ways
not
to
about
hide
money.
money.
It's not like that.
I mean, I don't
It's-
tell my wife. I have
Hide the money. If you're
24
hiding the money, you still
billion.
have it.
Sorry?
If you were hiding the money, you still have it. But he didn't hide it. He
didn't
was,
hide
He
it.
was. He was.
He was
He
still going
wanted
to
to
work.
spend-
He had
he
no
wanted
job.
to
It's
splurge.
He
coming.
was
wanted to
taking
see.
care of his
He wanted to
mental.
splurge.
While
I
he
want
was
to expose
dressing
something real
up,
quick. Let me expose something real quick. In and a lot of the public don't know this, but my wife does. In 2013, I lost my job.
You did?
Yes. A lot of people don't know this. Where I was working to at the time, maybe you guys have to go through my history records. I lost my job. My wife was the first person I called. And I just saw that something just happened though. She said, "What's up?" I said, I've actually been let go of this establishment. But I'll give you more details, but see the reason. But the good news is I'll be home soon. So you'll see more of me. You get where I'm coming from? So that's the communication with my
Communication,
wife.
number one.
Quick question.
Boom.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Did they pay you shitload of money when you lost your job?
No, they couldn't
Tada,
afford to.
arrest my
No,
case
but
there.
even if they did,
He was-
I think the nigga wanted to splurge.
No, here's the funny
I
thing.
think he
The money
wanted
could
to
have
waste
come
the money.
later.
No.
The money,
I'll correct you in a
the
minute.
money that they were owing me came later. It
Gang.
wasn't that much.
Gang,
But the first
we
thing
have
I
to move
did,
on to our main
but something
topic.
came in.
yeah.
Listen,
But
gang.
the first thing I told her was, I've lost my job.
We have to move on to our main
But they
topic.
didn't pay you shitload of money. I mean, that guy did like, oh, you're losing your job, or we're giving you
Listen,
like 30 million, and you can
No,
use that as
Reginald,
satellite.
30 million, that's second
I
wife
don't
and
It
think
wife.
was
Yeah,
not
yeah.
about Reginald. It was not about the money. It was about his sanity.
Yes.
However much he spent, he was in a
With 30
state.
million, I think you can still be sane even if you've lost your job.
Listen, we'll come back to
I'm
this
just saying.
when we have messages.
I'm
Lucky
just saying.
boys in the house.
Hashtag the Black Table on TVC. Remember to send your messages there. Let's talk about.
I'm just saying, no, I'm just saying.
Let's do our main topic now. Power and the abuse of power. So this week, you couldn't have gone through social media without seeing Seun Kuti slapping a policeman in the courts, and then him being arrested without slippers, and then the raid on his house and everything. I don't know how to define that kind of power. Perhaps it's inherited from his grandfather to his, from his father to him and everything. But this topic about power goes far beyond just Seun Kuti. It even attends to us inside of our very homes and how power can shift from here to there. It extends to policemen whom we saw in the course of the week harassing Okada men without a means of living and taking their backs. It extends to wives and husbands losing their jobs, and like we've just said, wives getting the upper hand in the family, and then expressing that power on their husbands, or POS operators
Starting from us.
extorting from us during the Naira scarcity regime.
I'm upset.
Fuel attendants
about
during
that.
fuel scarcity. It goes on and on and on. Girlfriends after they've caught you cheating, and then now they know that they have the power. But power absolutely corrupts.
Yeah.
When do you note that it's taken a hold of me and I need to stop? Is there a stop point? How far does it go before you, as the suppressed party, knows that, Oton, I'm done, I'm going to slap you, and I'm not speaking for Seun Kuti? I don't know. Wherever you want to start, go from it. Obey if it's you, if you want to go.
I mean,
Let's start from Seun. Let's start from Seun. Poor guy, I'd say.
Seun was wrong, first things first. No matter what, I don't think anyone has the right to hit a police officer.
Not a guy in uniform.
Anybody.
Anybody at all, yes. True.
Anybody at all. And, horsemen. I don't know what happened, but slapping a police officer, and he sounded like he was in his right. He was in his right to do that. And I think Personally, that's. And what the police are doing right now, they're flexing their muscles.
Ooh, tell me about it. Ooh, tell me about
I
it.
expected it. The
Yeah, it was
moment
gonna happen.
The moment I saw the video, I tweeted something. I said,
That's
"Look,
it.
they're going to show
We're
Shehu
giving them
Kuti
back the power.
what the police can do.
Yep.
They have powers, and they will use it on this guy, and that's what's happening. Now they're going to his house to search. What are they searching for? He slapped someone outside, but you're going to his house to search. What exactly are you? This is just you flexing your muscles. And your power.
That's the abuse. That's the abuse of power.
Wait, are you saying
You call it
abusing
abuse?
the power?
Yeah. You call it abuse?
I actually think it's an abuse of power
like,
because, like I
everywhere
said,
in
they
the world,
slapped you outside,
everywhere
and
in
then you're
the
coming
world,
to my house to
everywhere in the
search.
world,
What
if you're
exactly
a
are you
gangster,
looking for?
I'm here.
Everywhere in the world, if you're a gangster or whatever you do, the first thing you should do is avoid the police.
No, the first thing you do is obey the law, even if you're
No,
breaking
you're a
it.
gangster.
Yeah.
We've
No,
already agreed.
you're breaking it. Don't
break the law.
Don't break it obviously.
No, you're a gangster. You're a gangster. It's a fact. That one is already established. You're breaking the law. There's no way out of
Is
it.
Shehu really a gangster?
I'm not saying he's a gangster.
You're a bad
but-
boy.
but
He's
you're a
lying.
bad boy. But
You're
now
wrong.
you
He's a
put yourself in that.
non-conformist.
You put yourself in that position where it's like the video trended.
It,
Yeah,
of
went
course.
viral.
It's
In-
still
In
trending.
1
It's
hour.
still trending,
Oh,
my
yeah.
nigga. It went viral, bro. Like, there's no way in this world. Now, the police have a leverage to come and look for other things to pin on you. Because they can't pin a slap. It's like 3 months in jail or maybe house arrest or something. I don't know why they do it.
6 months actually.
In jail?
Yeah.
Real?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. This is
6 months or
trouble.
fine.
Or
This is
fine,
trouble
they
for
fine
them.
you.
Yeah.
Or if you can't pay the fine, then you go to jail.
Yeah.
So what are they
Yeah.
looking for inside his house first of all?
Marijuana.
Yes.
Which
so-
is not exactly illegal.
Well,
It's illegal. This is
illegal.
It is
No, but
Nigeria.
guys, you guys go to
where you
Shrine
from?
now. You know that people are
California?
allowed on a certain...
Shrine is out of the jurisdiction
It's
of
actually
the
illegal.
custody
Oh,
of the world.
That's what I'm saying.
I
So
almost-
a Shrine
we
is
all-
out of the
it's-
jurisdiction.
I
We
almost
all-
called it
we've all
a certain
agreed.
episcopal name, but I refrained from
Now,
calling
let
it
me,
that.
let me share a story with you guys. Now, there was a certain time when I was in Abuja, one of those late nights in Abuja, I was out, one or two things. I was dropping somebody off. We were coming back from the club, and then there was a police vehicle. We almost had a clash with them on one or two things. So we got into a conversation, and I told the police guy, I said, "You work for me." And the guy felt insulted. He wanted to get physical with me. I said, "But you work for me." He was like, "How?" He doesn't even know his goddamn job. Nigerian police do not know their jobs. I even told him, he said, "What?" He said, he now was telling me that he answers to the IG of police.
Shit.
And I told him the IG of
answers
police
to you,
works for
man.
me. As a citizen of Nigeria, he works for me. You protect and serve.
Yeah.
You get me? They do not know
The
their
president
roles.
works for
Nigerian
you, bro.
police are not trained. They don't know their roles. They don't know what they're entitled to. What we're seeing now with this dynamic is you're telling me that the Nigerian police can slap me, but I can't slap the Nigerian police.
Yes.
Well,
True.
wait,
That's the narrative.
Yes.
We've seen the videos. We've seen what they've done.
wait just a second. I remember we did the entire NSAS thing a couple years ago.
Yeah.
This is exactly what we're fighting against. Shehu Kuti just proved that no matter who you are, no matter where you are, the moment you have like a taste of power, you would abuse it.
Yes.
There you
That's
go.
exactly what he proved. Because
So wait,
we
let's
literally fought
let's
for
define
that.
Shehu Kuti's power.
Now, Shehu Kuti's
What
power.
gives him?
No,
Let
it's
me
the
tell
fact
power.
that the police officer was standing in the sun
No.
and he was in the car.
No, let me tell you what Shehu Kuti's
Yeah, what is
power
it?
is. And this is my personal opinion. Shehu Kuti's power is from the fact that I'm coming from that Kuti legacy.
It's
The police
Wait,
officer
wait.
might not know his name, though.
Who don't know?
They don't need to know.
You don't need to
Shehu
know.
Kuti is
He
coming
knows
from
himself.
a generation that is
Yes.
seen as always opposing the
The
powers
authority.
that be.
yes.
You get where I'm
Actually.
coming from? So that's the power he thinks that he has. There was somebody that said it best, and I think it was on Fowl's page. It is wrong to slap or assault anybody,
Facts.
civilian or police. It is wrong to assault anyone. Let's get that established. So Shehu assaulting is wrong, police assaulting is wrong. But now we're making it seem like if you assault the police, it's wrong, you're in trouble. But the police, we've seen the videos. The police are now assaulting you,
No,
and nothing is done.
I still believe like it's a worse offense if you assault the police.
Why?
Because one, the police doesn't just represent. The police represent the country.
It doesn't just represent the law; it represents the country.
It represents
the
the
sovereignty
country.
of the country, the authority.
You're assaulting like the
Nigeria.
Nigeria as a whole, and it's not just for us locally. It's the international world. Imagine how the international world is.
Absolutely.
So that's
If
where
everybody
it
could
is
slap
wrong.
a policeman,
I
for
mean,
instance,
the police officer slapping somebody is wrong. but it's not as bad as someone slapping a police officer. It means that
Yeah.
they don't actually have power in real
Yeah,
life.
because you give them a certain hierarchy.
Let's talk about assault now in general, whether from who this person or whatever. Let's talk about the instance of the police officers assaulting the Okada rider. Who,
That was fucked up.
You know, that was really
fucked
messed up, wasn't it?
Shit, I can't say
I
fucked.
mean,
You already said
you
it.
already said it 3
I
times.
said it multiple times.
But then again, that was a very sorry. I do not like uneducated Okada riders. First off, I'm against Okada guys. I ride a bike for a living. There's a bike parked outside, but I do not understand the physics of bikes, and I do not understand how you can actually go outside and just stop one guy who you don't know how long he's been riding and jump on his bike. Yeah. I do not espouse to that thought. I don't think that anybody should actually be. But then when I saw this video, and I thought to myself, this guy has no means of living after you take this Okada. The way he was treated, his bloodied head and everything, I thought that was inhumane. I was really sorry for that guy. Even before people started reaching out to him, taking him to the hospital, I actually wanted to perhaps maybe start something, you know, like a movement for the poor guy. Not anything that was going to be in any form of protest or anything, but I just felt, you know, human enough to say, okay, let's extend some outreach to this person. But that level of power and that assault, why is it that people just feel that if I have this, even if you give organizers the opportunity, they'll do the same to you? Why are we so as Nigerians? Why do we always want to just simply look for power, find it, and then oppress people? Have you been to local government offices, for instance?
I think a better instance would be just don't dress the way you dress. Dress a little bit more raggedy and come to your gate. And your
see
security
how
men
security guys will treat
would
you.
harass you.
Anybody in uniform, vulcanizers, POS
you guys
operators,
don't understand.
everything.
See, you don't understand how personal I take this. A couple of weeks ago, I was slapped by a female military officer.
Gang, you never told us this.
Shit.
I've not shared this with anybody.
Gang, this is national TV. This is your chance. What happened?
Just because she was saying I was flashing my lights into her eyes. And she was talking to me and I didn't notice her. You get where I'm coming from?
Are you serious?
And let me even take you guys way back to in Abuja, the Apple 5 incident with police. Nigerian police have failed the nation.
Everybody has failed.
Do you understand? They have failed us to the point that we're not saying go outside and start killing and slapping police. But when can we actually hold them accountable for anything that they've done?
I'll tell you when.
When?
Right now, there's a revolution going on, and it doesn't mean that you have to be out on the streets blocking toll gates and everything. We all have these devices, and the moment that you capture a policeman doing anything is wrong. I like the present PR of police, where he's really active with all that's going on and making sure that everybody is brought to book, whether you are civilian or police. I like that, and I think that that would be the revolution. I think that that's happening right now, and I think that if everybody is conscious enough to note that, hey, no matter what you do to me, if I get this on record, then I'm good to go. I do not have to react to your own assault. I do not have to give fire for fire. All right, fine, you've done this to me. I will make sure that this gets to the quarters. And the internet makes it easy for anything to get from here to there in like that.
It seems you're forgetting our recent movement that we did, like as youths. I don't want to mention it, but the election thing as well. How did that pan out?
How did it pan out? I don't know. What did we do wrong? What did we do right?
Did it pan out with at the end of the day that the people, the people that are supposed to be served, came out on top to an advantage?
Violence beget violence.
Do you know what? The Nigerian police force needs a lot of retraining.
I want to go on what he said. Now, do express yourself more so I understand where I'm coming from, personally.
I'm saying, I understand your views of saying that, we have our devices, we could reach out. But who are we reaching out to? Who is the person that is listening to our voice?
Even when you provide this evidence, what do they do with it?
Who is listening to our voice? You
send them these videos, what do they do with it?
No one is listening to our voice. No one cares about our voice, bro. It's just...
Now, I want to go... Now, I want to come from the other side. I understand where the Nigerian police force is coming from. Based on the number of people in the police force that are required to police the entire nation.
Not enough, is it?
Then it's not enough.
Why would I want to even go into a force?
But yes, it's not enough. The number of police officers that are being employed to cater to the nation on a whole, you'll be surprised if I give you these numbers.
Yeah.
Because when you have the amount that are actually assigned to the president, governors, senators,
it's more than half of the police force.
What is left for the Nigerian populace? you'd be like, oh my God, no policeman
And
has the right
to make it
enforce.
worse, you actually have
No one even calls the police anyways. No,
No,
one even cares about.
You don't call the police because you don't
When was
believe
the last
in
time
them.
you called the police?
Will I call them?
You
to
call
come
it
and
call
ask
it
me
done. Call
questions?
it
They
done.
come and take money from
You know,
your
there's
hand.
this Nigerian concept
Bro,
that
they'll
says
take money
they'll
from
take
you.
money from
Oh,
your
yeah.
hand.
policeman will come to your house and ask you what do you
All
have
right,
for him.
hold up. Tell you guys what we're gonna do now. We're gonna take a break because we're out of time. How time flies when we start drinking. Sorry, when we
Especially with
start
the
the
Nigerian
show. But we have your comments that have been coming in. We're gonna take them in just about a bit. We only have about 10 minutes to go. Let's get on with this. Get a break. When we come back, we'll read your messages and then we'll share our views. All right, we had a time off for us to drain our lizards. Some people didn't take advantage. Now they really want to go, but we can't let them. You're stuck here with us, man.
Shades,
Let's do
thank
your
you.
comments. Thank you very much for using the hashtag #TheBlackTable on TVC. Let's go. Outlook.com. Thank you very much for being a very, very personal favorite of mine and also on the show here. We love you so much. Mazina, I watched those girls, and first of all, I think that they are delusional. Some girls will kill to get 10K.
Ooh, key to get thank you.
Some girls will kill to get 10K. And the way they will thank you, if you don't thank me when I give you 10K, how will I give you more? Her beauty is shaking her back. So I think if you live in Bega or Lekki, that's how you
judge it.
That's how you judge this case.
I'm sorry,
here,
you're giving me way too much alcohol. I'm laughing my ass off. I'm sorry. Like,
but there are some girls that will kill for that 10K. There are some girls that see. I mean, have you given somebody 5K before, and then next day you see they're almost worshiping you, and you feel embarrassed?
I have a friend. When you reach out to him to say you need money for something, he will ask you, how much do you have? So for him, it depends on the amount. That was why I asked the question. Why are you sending her?
Exactly.
What does she need the money for?
Transport.
You understand?
I want to prove I'm a
So imagine
baller.
if you reach out to me and say, oh, I'm trying to get to Lekki and I will send you 10K and it's enough.
Thank
To
you.
get
It's
you to
more
Lekki.
than
Yes.
enough. It's more than
So
enough.
what do you need the money for?
That's yeah, it's exactly.
Because I believe that even giving you more is even an
if you need the
insult.
money
I'm
for
like,
an operation in the hospital, 5K, 10K.
You understand, right?
I get you. But clearly, those girls are privileged, number one.
They are.
And they're very ungrateful.
Very
They are
ungrateful.
very
I mean,
they are
they are
privileged.
from a different world, so you can't really expect them to value 10K as much as
My prayer
some
is
other
for them to
person
experience
values it.
poverty.
Why
That-
would
to
you
the
pray for
point.
them to experience
So that they will
poverty?
appreciate
Like,
life in general.
why?
So that they can appreciate
You know, some
10K.
people 10K is what? $7.
How much is abortion? Let's move on.
So-
Adavilola says, I am so happy to see Ubehi again. Hey, his smile is infectious. Wow, your magic works on both men and women.
Always.
Always.
Be careful.
Bad guy.
That's not a normal thing to say, bro. That's not a normal thing to
Look,
say.
my uncle will tell you that when a man is attractive to both men and women, he's said to be a beautiful man. He said, Obehi, you're a beautiful man.
Your uncle is a wise man.
Guy, obey.
A confident
Chop,
man.
chop, 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 chop. You're a beautiful
take-
man.
All of us guys give me because your
See,
you
that's
need to link me
gonna
up with your
stick
uncle.
now,
Beautiful
bro.
man.
For every time you come back on the show, you are a beautiful man.
I love it.
That's all right.
A
So
5K, 10K, beautiful man.
Love it.
No, he's a 30K guy. Don't get
Oh,
him
yeah,
twisted.
is that-
BG,
Don't get him. Oh yeah. Don't get him
And
misunderstood.
Susan says, Reginald, have you met me? I am stable and I will give you a stable life. And I am in Lagos. And
Streets.
I live in Lekki.
Boom.
Ooh. Send me a DM.
I told you.
Send me
I
a
told
DM. My handle
you.
is Grandmaster_Prime.
Stop advertising.
Stop it.
Within the hustler,
Stop
good girl don't come.
advertising.
Make I take
Bro, they are
advantage.
here.
Give you your jumbo package.
Good girl
Stop
don't
that.
come. Make I take advantage.
Good girls
Jumbo package.
day.
I know, I've heard it.
Are you on Twitter? Did you see what's been happening on Twitter since yesterday?
Yeah,
It's a-
What?
it's a-
that's
What's been happening?
so there's this girl Damebi.
Uh-huh.
You go to her and just drop your profile. I'm in need of a single, just
She
whatever.
matches you up.
Yes.
God forbid.
And they are men and they are women. Like they're looking for love.
Uh-huh.
Bro, good
Sounds
girls
like
deal.
Abuja radio at night.
Good girls deal.
Doesn't it?
See, you are saying good girls on the shallow.
Jumbo,
When you
jumbo.
get into the web,
Jumbo puts the
Well,
D
the,
in
well
it.
maybe the ones I associate myself with. Maybe.
you're a lucky man.
Gina.
You grew up in Lagos.
Gina says, I think Two-Face was drunk. Because if there is anyone who has seen Shiggy Pro Max in marriage in his life, in their life,
Should be him.
it is Annie. The disrespect was too much. The disrespect was too much. That's in Yoruba. Now, wow. All right, so back to Two-Face and this disrespect thing. I'm glad to see that it's not just us men who are actually seeing that. I think women will actually even view that as more disrespect than we're seeing that.
It's not the first time.
I love Two-Face. I mean, there's no great story that's any better than what he's done. However, I will not espouse to whatever it is that he said. I will, however, defend him by saying that he got paid to say that. Maybe not specifically, but he was under pressure.
Here's the thing.
I don't think he got paid. I don't think they pay people to say stuff.
See,
on reality television.
But here's the thing.
You get paid to do stuff on reality
You
television.
can't pay me to ridicule myself in front of my wife.
You don't. You have not been paid enough.
My brother.
Oh, yeah.
Check
What's
Pay me well, Luke.
yes,
You've not been paid enough.
You've not been paid enough.
Black people pay me well, my problem.
But in reality, do you understand? Here's the essence. For example, now, I've said this before behind the scenes. You look at people like Two-Face. You could even look at people like Wizkid that have multiple baby mamas. Future that have multiple baby mamas.
Nick Cannon.
Davido. Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon.
Here's the funny thing. Although a lot of women have heard all of these things on these men, they still place themselves in the position to be with these guys. So Two-Face is telling you his personal experience that despite the fact that I'm a married man and I have a wife and I have a family, there are certain situations that present themselves to me as a man. And people need to understand something for women that might not get this. Yes, you are an individual. Do you understand? But the way your organ responds to certain things, to an extent, it kind of has a mind of its own.
Wiser words have never been said, gang.
It has a mind of its own.
Wiser words.
You wake up
have
with
never
morning
been said.
wood, that was not your expectation. It comes up. Do you understand where I'm coming from? It has a mind of its own.
You need to open a church.
No, I used to be very...
Church of inclusion. Everybody's welcome.
You need to open a church.
All right,
and become a pastor.
Reggie, we do something here every single week. It's called Just a Tip. That means you're going to give a roundabout advice on everything that we've talked about. But let's take our first message first, and then you're going to give us just a tip for today. Don't go any further, just a tip.
Sharp advice.
At Hank says, Mazzino, you see this power and abuse of power issue. We know Fit finish this evening. Let me just keep it quiet there. Yes, unfortunately, even at the end of the show, we can never finish this topic about power and the abuse of it. It's unfortunate because even people that you work with, people that are your bosses, your line managers, everybody
people
takes
that are your
advantage.
co-hosts.
Yeah, your co-hosts, because they have different anatomical features that they take advantage of it.
Are you guys throwing shade at someone?
Everybody. Everybody's the other gender.
I see what you did there.
Nobody abuses me more.
What can we do about it? Pretty much nothing. But listen, Reginald, we've talked about everything. We've talked about so much here. Power. We've talked about, Two-Face and all of that and all. What's your roundabout advice? Just the tip, man. Don't go too deep.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
Just anyhow I like to say it. My view.
Yeah.
Your view.
Are you sure?
Please
Make
go.
it as short as possible.
Are you sure?
Don't
Yeah.
put the whole thing
My own
inside.
view.
Yeah.
Yes, your
Let's
view.
go.
All right. Two-Face, learn how to respect your wife better.
Respect.
Annie, divorce Two-Face, bro.
Wow.
Oh, shit. I said it out loud. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You should have said that at the beginning of the show, not at the end of the show.
sorry.
We can't say anything about that now, can we?
I'm sorry.
What?
Annie, divorce that guy. It's not
would be
for
good
you.
for her,
Someone will still find you and marry you. You're not out
It
of your
would
prime.
actually be
People
good
are
for
never
her.
out of their prime. Divorce that guy. What's the next topic I should talk about?
We're done.
But that's it. That's it.
How much more?
Thank you very much. That's my view
Oh,
on
your
that.
kind tip, you're not going to enter anywhere.
No, you don't put
That's
everything
real. I
inside.
I like that.
It's not just
Snoop
the tip,
Dogg
but
is married
it's
to a
real.
lady. He respects her. LeBron is married to a lady. He respects her. He has just one, and he has just
Listen,
with her.
guys. Reggie, Ubehi, gang, it's been quite a session here for the evening. It's
I
not
love
going to
Reggie,
end.
man. I love
This
Reggie.
is going to be up on YouTube, so feel free to get up on there and see it all over again, or advise people to see it. Leave your comments under because
And
we
see
get
what
to
I
read
did
it.
when I'm drunk.
Yeah. Next week we'll get
You
to
guys
talk
are
about
body
this
flares.
at the start of the show, and then we'll get to the topics for then. But thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for using the hashtag #TheBlackTable on TVC, and thank you for coming here, even if everything, man.
People are the friends that your dad or your mom wants you to stay away from. These two guys, negative
Lucky in the
influence.
building. Lucky in the building.
Becca in the building with the good ladies.
This is the guy who warned you again.
These are the people they want you to stay away from.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Remember that.
Catch you guys next week. Until then, good night. or is it good morning? Bye-bye now.
Bye.